That's the Nifty open then. 1% lower, 255 points right now. And immediately you are seeing a little bit of a recovery and a rebound play out. The Nifty Bank as well is only 1% lower. And I say only because you could have had it much worse today given the developments that happened overnight. And we're back at that 24,000 mark on the Nifty. I want to quickly see what's actually pulling up the markets. L&T, you got to doff your hat to that particular stock. Look at Titan, 2.6% higher for Titan right now. Britannia, no more an index company. Come to Britannia in just a bit. But even other stocks in news, and look at the banking pack right now. We've seen leadership from select private banks. Most of the earnings are already behind us. You've very clearly established where the leadership is, and that's clearly with HDFC Bank, with ICICI Bank. That's not really been the case with the Kotak or SBI, unfortunately, after the earnings actually panned out. But right now, you are seeing private banks a little bit under pressure. What's happening with autos? Let's check in on that pack. Tata Motors has started off mildly in the positive. Remember, Tata Motors has been in quite a bit of high trajectory mode ever since UK and India talked about the FTA deals. From there, Tata Motors has seen a meaningful move in the last 2 days, and today as well, it's one of those resilient stocks. I can't say firmly in the green, but resilience for sure. Look at Titan now. It's staring at a 3% up. I also want to check in on some of the other names. Britannia, of course, came out with its numbers. That stock also holding up in the green. Biocon, the numbers were above estimates. The generics business revenue has seen an uptick of 46%. Pidilite, strong underlying volume growth of 9.8%. That stock also is holding up in the green and a lot more resilient as opposed to the rest of the market. Jindal Stainless, the net debt has seen a decline. Kalyan Jewellers, the EBITDA has seen a jump up of 35%, revenue higher by 36.6%. Lupin, which has got a US FDA and a nod for an HIV drug, look out for that stock. Brigade Enterprises, they've acquired an 11-acre land in Whitefield in Bangalore. Gross development value stands at a sizable 2,000 crore rupees. So a bunch of these stocks which are going to be in focus this morning. REC, we're going to be chatting with the management as well in the due course of the day. But REC, the NII has seen an uptick of 37.6%. Net profit has risen 5.5%. Garden Reach, another stock, and a sensitive one at that right now, because ASW shallow water craft has been delivered now to the Indian Navy, so clearly a contributor to what's happening at the border right now. Dilip Biltcon, good set of numbers, huge margin expansion. Union Bank, NI up nearly 1%. Net NPAs are pretty much under control, have seen a dip on a sequential basis. And Zydus Life, which has got the US FDA final nod for multiple sclerosis drug. So look out for what that stock as well does. And Aarti Industries, which has achieved their FY25 EBITDA guidance of 1,000 crore rupees, that's also one stock which is gapped up about 3%. So a show of resilience by the equity markets, ladies and gentlemen. It's only 0.5% lower at 24,150. I don't think it's a bad move at all. Kunal, I think the recovery and rebound in the market has played in much more than we anticipated, perhaps.
Yeah, I think it's a good start for the index. Heartening to see the Nifty reacting in a very mature kind of a manner. And I think the more heartening part is that we are not seeing any major spike in the VIX. I believe eventually in the second half, once the market settles just around the 24,000 mark, we should see the drop in the VIX as well. And the approach of the market in terms of large cap names, something which you're flagging off, L&T, Titan, BEL. I think many of these large cap stocks, the fact that these stocks are seeing buying for themselves, that I believe is also a very heartening sign. I believe eventually many of the other sectors would start to make a comeback, whether it's the private sector banking names, the auto stocks, etc. So I believe the second half could be a lot more better, and we might see a very strong as well as steady recovery which could happen into the index.
Names. Look at HAL. Look at what's happening with Bharat Dynamics. I know I'm drawing a correlation to what's really happening in the country right now, but you can't help notice these moves. Bharat Dynamics is up 3% right now. Look at a HAL that's also gaining ground. And then BEL, the most cherished one of the pack and the large cap of the lot. All defense stocks are really on fire right now. Chandan, before I talk about the rest of the market, would you execute a trade on any of the defense names today?
Yes, we have positivity on most of the defense name. In fact, most of the counters are at words of major breakout. I'll start with BL first. The stock is trading above 300 zone decisively and has been respecting to its rising support trend line on the daily and the weekly chart. However, we have seen a consolidative move in last 5-6 days, but I believe the hold above 310 can take it towards 325 to 333 level. So one can buy BL with support of 307 for an upside targets. HL also looks promising. One of the strongest name in this market scenario has been consolidating, but supports are gradually shifting higher. The counter is near 43.50, and with this support, it can head towards 47.50 kind of level. So BL, HL, and then couple of shipping defense name could be in focus, including GRSC, Masgaundo, Cochin Shipyard, and all.
All right, yes, of course, the defense counter is doing very well. All these stocks are up anywhere between 2 to 3% as we speak right now. But let's also get you some of the trading ideas from our experts. And Kunal, help us with your first trade ideas.
So HDFC Life is something which I would believe could be a more formidable stock. And it's always better that in these kind of market scenario you have to shield your portfolios with a lot of low to moderate beta stocks. HDFC Life could be a stock in that category. Looks attractive even at current terms of 700 plus.
All right, so let's watch out for HDFC Life. That counter is the top call coming in from Kunal. But Chandan, what about you? Which is the stock that you are eyeing at apart from the defense counters we just spoke about?
I'll focus on ITC with the view that the stock has been consolidating and declines are being bought, and stock is likely to provide margin of safety. So the recent decline is buying opportunity. With support of 416, we can look for an upside target towards 445, 450 levels. Apart from ITC and defense, I believe L&T could be one name which can provide some buying interest towards 3500 to 3650.
Already is. It's seeing a huge move after its numbers, or for that matter for Titan, wherein the Q4 EBITDA has been a beat. They've set out a very bullish growth outlook, and they've managed to actually beat even what they indicated in the Q4 update. So it's been even better than that.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.